What's up, fellas? Welcome to the garage. Today we're back in this office here. That's because I will be attempting to paint the engine bay. You see here I've already removed the front subframe. Here I also made a little adaptations for our four-wheel drive, just in case, you know, if we happen to hit a bump or if we decide to lower the car at some point, just to make sure that the front drive shafts won't be hitting the chassis here. Of course, I did the exact same thing on the other side. And regarding the 4x4 conversion, I also had to make some place for the transfer case here. So as far as I'm concerned, the rear-wheel drive version and the 4x4 version are not the same shells. But anyways, in order to paint this engine bay here, I have to remove this bonnet as well. I've already taken the bolts out, so now I'm just gonna move that thing away. Next thing I have to do here is remove everything I don't want painted. That is this stick, you know, these plates here and all the other pieces. Like I've removed these rubber bits, these hood stoppers here, and these strut rubbers as well. Whatever I won't be removing, I'll have to mask off. For example, this thing here. This is the steering wheel shaft and this fuse/relay box. I think I will remove this though. Also, I have to mask off all these holes. You can see here the Sierras have plenty of holes here, like a cheese or something. So I will just mask off all of this just to prevent the paint coming through, you know, and yeah, getting this side painted again. Once I get everything masked off, all the holes, also here in the bulkhead, I will have to mask off everything I don't want to get dirty and then paint it. And first of all, just clean everything here. I'm gonna use a wire wheel and also some grinding equipment. In any case, I have to get all of this ready to be painted, all cleaned up. That means free of any dirt, any debris or oil stains. To remove the relay fuse box here, I had to remove a bit of insulation here, and we have 4 nuts here to undo. Then it will pop out. All right. So far I just gave it a quick wipe with some solvent and rag, and it's already looking a lot better. But we will still be painting it. About this fuse box, I figured out I won't be actually disconnecting everything here because this would be a project for itself. Instead, I'm just gonna use a bag, a plastic bag, put it over it and isolate it nicely. Then I think I will just hang it up there somewhere. But anyways, I think I will be able to reach all these spots behind to clean everything off so the paint will adhere nicely. Okay, so I've masked off pretty much everything inside the engine bay, and now I'm gonna go and just cover up everything here, the whole car. I will put some masking tape here. I will cover the fenders as well before I put the base paint on. But for now I'm just gonna cover everything up so I don't get it dirty for no reason, or dirtier. It's already dirty, because I'm expecting the whole room here to get quite dusty. Alright, first thing, I'm gonna clean off these corners here. See? Here I'm checking for any possible rust that might develop here in between these cracks, and also removing the excess filler, you know, or this insulation. See here, for example, this serves absolutely no purpose. So I'm removing that. Here, it goes away by itself almost. So I'm gonna go around all these corners first, and then I'm gonna start working these bigger surfaces around here. Okay, I've cleaned it all roughly with the wire wheel, and now I have to go over all the surfaces with some sandpaper and make it all nice and smooth. I really have to get to pretty much all the surfaces so the new paint will adhere properly on the old paint. The way I know where I've sanded already and where I haven't is that the color loses its shine, you see? Once it becomes matte, then it's ready for painting. Alright, the engine bay is pretty much ready to be painted. But before that, one more thing. I will have to use a little bit of body filler. That is, here I've bashed this a little bit when I was try fitting the engines, and here as well. See, here, this car has been crashed a little, remember? And we do have some evidence of that here. So I'll try to just slightly make this smoother. But I'm not gonna be complicating too much. Just here and here a little bit. Crash? What crash? Nothing happened here. Alright, so it's been about 8 hours and this is the primer half cured. What I did now is I just gave it a quick pass with the 600 grit paper, you know, just to fresh it up a little, and also I sanded the little spots where the paint ran a bit. There were just a couple of runs actually. But anyways, now I'm gonna mix up some paint and let's get this painted in the final color. Well, 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 would you look at that? This turned out absolutely nice. The hanging of our fuse box here actually worked pretty well. I was able to reach this whole corner behind there and also everything around here. I'm also very pleased about the color. It is a very bright red, as you can see, and I will be painting the whole car in this color. It's been a while since I painted with a paint gun, but I think it ended up pretty good. I have to admit that I got the color running a little on some places, but nothing severe. Also, this place here, when I used that body filler, is perfectly good according to my standards, at least for a surface inside the engine bay. If nothing else, this here was a great little practice to get a little hang of it before I get to painting the whole car. You know, the surfaces, yeah, everything will be on the show a bit more than inside the engine bay. Now we can actually go and unmask this thing just to see the comparison between this new color and the old color here on the fenders. Alright, so the color difference is obvious. This one, of course, is a little bit matte, you know, from all the sun and the rain and whatnot. But anyways, this one is shining. Alright, so that's it for this video. You know, I'm very excited to start it off with the painting and actually got the job done. So that's one thing less on the to-do list. Not too long before we start putting this thing back together. That's it for this video. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Be good!